This is exactly how I went from a broke college student who graduated with a 2.6 GPA. I was getting in trouble, I was getting arrested, I was doing every degenerate thing that you could probably think of, to 2 years later scaling my Amazon business to $500,000 and being able to teach over 100 people how to start and scale their Amazon business. Before I found any success with Amazon, I failed every single business model that you could think of. I tried trading, I tried dropshipping, I tried remote sales, I've tried literally everything possible. I've even tried the in-person businesses, I tried remote detailing, I tried to get an IT job, I got my Security Plus, I got my A+, I got certificates to get an IT job, which looking back is ridiculous. This is gonna be one of my favorite pieces of content that I ever put out there. Make sure you guys have a paper and pencil because I'm gonna be dropping so much value on how I made this transformation in just 2 years. Make sure you guys have a paper and pencil. Make sure you guys are in a quiet place because I'm gonna be dropping exactly everything I did to make this change in just 2 years. We got a lot to talk about, so let's go ahead and get into it. Okay guys, today we're gonna do a deep dive on who is Faraj Shinai. It's basically my story, how I was able to run up $500,000 with Amazon FBA 2 years ago, failed hooper, community college. How did I do it? I was just a normal degenerate kid, didn't really have any life aspirations, right? I was getting in trouble. I did not have a single A all of high school, right? I hated school, I hated learning. I never thought I would do anything online. I had a 2.6 GPA. My senior year of college, I think I was the #1 person in attendance, the #1 person who missed school. I think my principal actually told me that. So every day I was just getting in trouble, need to complete assignments, like disruptive behavior. I was getting in trouble for no reason, getting in trouble with the police, hanging out with the bad people, just aspirationless, just crashing out every single day with no aspirations, no dreams, no nothing. I was just chasing dopamine. If you ask anybody that knew me 2-3 years ago if they thought Faraj Too Nice was gonna be successful, they would tell you hell no, right? They would look at you and just start laughing. I remember graduation, after basketball season, everyone was like, yo, where you guys going to college? Where you guys going to college? I never even thought about college. I never submitted a college application. I never even thought about my future. I was never somebody that thought about my future. I just always lived in the present and everything. When I was just a degenerate, I was a loser. So my first dream, the first ever thing that I actually put in effort to, the first thing that built my discipline, right? That my first love was obviously basketball. I love basketball with a passion. I used to train 3 to 4 times a day. Basketball was amazing because it really teach me how to work hard. I got cut freshman year. I didn't make the team freshman year. Sophomore year, I was on the team. I was like the 12th man. And I was tall too. Like I was a good basketball player, but I just kept getting in trouble with school. Nobody trusted me. Everybody thought that the coach didn't even want me on the basketball team because all the teachers would complain about me. So I barely even got on the basketball team. But year by year, freshman year, I got cut. Went to the off season, I was just training every single day. I didn't quit. I just tried again. Sophomore year, I outworked everybody in my class and I still didn't play. So that was crushing. Sophomore year, didn't play. Junior year, still at the start of the season, I got COVID. I got a back injury. I missed school for like 2 months. I was failing. I had all Fs. My first kind of development stage, my first kind of stage in my life that I think changed everything was the summer from junior year to senior year. That was like 3 years ago. That's when I really was. If I'm going to spend and dedicate all this time to basketball, I might as well be disciplined. I might as well be good. And I looked at all the people ahead of me. Every single day I told myself I was going to outwork them. I built discipline. I was obsessed. I genuinely had an obsession. I woke up 6 a.m. every single day, took a nap, woke up, eat, lifted, worked out again. I was working out 4 times a day, every single day, just to make sure that my senior year was going to be good. And then my senior year, I finally found some success. I've been working in basketball just for so many years. I've been working in and finally, right after 3, 4, 5 years of hard work, I finally found some success. I was the best player on the team. I was dropping like 20, 30 points every single day. But obviously the basketball and scoring stuff was cool to me, but this was kind of the first win in my life, right? This was kind of the first time I put in actual effort into something that I was passionate about, and I was actually successful. So this was really great for my development because I knew, okay, I was obsessed with something. I put in work, I outworked people, and I finally got some success, right? I finally achieved my goal. I set a goal and I finally achieved it. And this was really big for me because I've never had a win like this before. I've never set my mind on something and finally got it. This is very major and important for me in my development. It helped me build my confidence a lot because I was like, okay, freshman year I got cut. I was one of the worst basketball players in the school. In 4 years, I put my head down, I worked, and I outworked everyone. I showed up every single day, and I was the best player in the school, top 5 in the district. I was like top 50 in the tri-state. So that really just helped me so much. I was getting college basketball looks. I was having coaches reaching out to me, ask them to play for their program. I've never had that before. And just to think how I manufactured that growth, I wasn't supposed to be here, but I really just put my head down. I grinded. I was really obsessed and I loved it. And I knew that if I wasn't getting paid for basketball, I wasn't going to do it because I knew it was a waste of time, right? D3 basketball just wasn't for me. I respect everyone that does it. At the end of the day, when I finished senior year basketball, I felt good, but I wasn't going to college I wasn't getting paid to go to college. I had a 2.6 GPA, so I couldn't even go to college if I wanted to. I had to go to the community college. And that just really brought me down to a lower point in my life. It was kind of like a high. I finally achieved my goal and everything. I finally found some success, but I put everything into basketball. I didn't put any time or effort into anything else. And then I was back at square zero. Didn't have no basketball. I was graduating. Everybody was going to college. I've never worked a job till this point. So I had $0 to my name. I was asking my mom for money every single day. I remember I would go to the hangout spots. I would call my dad asking for $13. I was so broke. It was insane. I was so broke. I didn't have basketball anymore and I was genuinely very lost. I would just chase dopamine again because I had all this basketball skill, but it didn't translate anything to the real world. I genuinely had identity crisis. I was like, okay, what do I do now? I have no value as a person. I suck at school. I have no skills. I'm going to community college. I'm not doing anything with my life. I have nothing going for myself. And then everyone that's going to college or everyone that's taking a gap year, it would just get made fun of. They would be like, oh, this guy's not doing anything to my life. And I would obviously ignore all that. People would say that all the time. But as time went on, as the summer went on, right, I would think, I'm like, everyone's going to college, everyone's building their careers, everyone's doing everything, and I genuinely I'm not getting better. I'm waking up at 12, 1 o'clock every single day, going to the gym, and that's all I'm doing. My source of income was just door dashing every single day, the dinner rush, literally. I remember this time perfectly, my brokest time. I had my brother's car, the alternator just went out, had $250 to my name, I had to buy a new alternator, and I couldn't even afford the service, right? It was the most embarrassing and lowest point of my life right now. As you can see, summertime, I was just crashing out. I was chasing dopamine. I was hanging out with my friends to escape reality. I was just delaying the inevitable. I was hanging out with other people. We're just talking about things that don't matter. We're not talking about anything productive. All we're talking about is girls, degeneracy, sports gambling, things that just don't matter. And the worst part about this is I was a disciplined person. Like, I knew what it took. I woke up every single day, 6 a.m. to train for basketball. Like, I was a disciplined person. I just needed a vehicle. I was like, what can I put my time into to actually give me, some purpose? Because I was just lost. I was just chasing dopamine. I was doing everything. And this took me to the next stage of my life, one of the most important times of my life over here. This is when I really woke up after like 2 months of just rotting in my bed, going to the gym every single day for 3 hours. I would lift, play basketball, go home, and I wouldn't do anything, right? I would still ask my parents for money, and I was sick and tired of it, right? So what did I do? I started saving up my DoorDash money. I had $1,000 to my name. Finally, I have some money to play with, right? With that $1,000, I invested for an IT program. I was so lost. I was like, okay, I need to get a job. I was making my resumes. Look how trash this resume looks, but it doesn't matter. I was just trying things. I was throwing things at the wall. I was over here just at these boot camps with these like 40, 50-year-olds trying to get an IT certificate to get a $17 IT job. I was trying to do anything. Over here, this is job interviews that I was going to. I was going to job interviews and I just kept trying stuff. I kept throwing stuff at the wall and it just never worked. This is the most important part in the journey right here. Most people over here, they never get over this hump over here, right? Always trying to escape reality. I would say the most important and pivotal part, right, in my journey is this over here, right? The comeback, the adversity stage plus the losing hope, right? If I never got over this stage over here, my life would look so different, right? I'm telling you guys, if you guys aren't in this stage right now, please push through. I'm telling you guys, it is gonna get better. You guys just have to show up every single day. You have to make a mindset shift. You guys have to understand that to get to that next level, to do something that you've never done before, you have to become a person that's able to do it. Before you get 10K a month as John, you have to become the 10K per month. The number one shift that I made from just a degenerate bum to actually be doing something with my life was the mindset shift. I became a different person. I started doing things that I've never done before. I realized that my habits just weren't good enough and I eliminated them immediately. And I held myself accountable every single day, brick by brick. I was trying to get 1% better. I wasn't looking at these people, crushing. I wasn't like this guy over here that was losing hope, right? Looking at all these guys buying their dream cars and everything. I wasn't looking at those guys anymore. I was looking at myself. I was like, did I get better than yesterday? That's all I cared about. And if you guys do that, you guys, I promise you guys, do not be this guy, because this guy is going to be doom scrolling for years on years and he'll be doom scrolling. He'll be looking at other people. He'll be hating. I was one of those people. If I seen somebody better than me, I would say this guy probably had rich parents or something, or this guy got lucky. That was this guy over here. This is a different person. This is somebody with purpose. This is only somebody who only cares about his personal development, right? I'm not looking at anybody else. I don't care. All I care about is being better than the person that I was yesterday. And then at some point, just enough was enough, right? I really had that mindset shift. I remember this exact day. My mom helped me so much. But what my mom told me, she just gave me a calendar and she was like, Raj, just write down everything you need to do in your day. And I started writing the stuff down and I was like, man, I'm not doing anything. So my main goal, what I tried to do, I started to fill out the stuff in the calendar that was productive. This isn't even all the stuff that I kept trying dropshipping, I tried trading, I tried all these online businesses, but I just kept failing. I was like, what do these guys know? And that's when I had the mindset shift, right? I kept switching from business model to business model. I was like, that's it. My friend was doing Amazon FBA. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go all in on that. I had the mindset shift. I wasn't gonna chase dopamine anymore. I wasn't gonna get any shiny object syndrome. I just kept switching business models. This is my number one thing for my development, just writing down everything that I did. I was cutting out all distractions. I stopped hanging out with my friends. I stopped chasing dopamine and everything. I made my first dollars online. I was sending out inventory slowly but surely. I was getting ungated. I was just writing down everything that I was doing. I was holding myself accountable. And also with this, I started doing better in school, right? Because I stopped hanging out with friends. I stopped getting FOMO. I just started to lock in. I started dialing in every single day, cold showers every morning. All the effort that I would put into basketball, that same mindset, I brought it over to business. And that's when I really started understanding it. That's when everything changed for me, right? When I made that mindset shift, when I realized that nobody was coming to save me. Once I realized that no one was coming to save me, that's when I knew it was time to go, right? And I just kept being consistent, 2-3 months. And that's when I first started seeing success. I started putting more trust into God. I started taking more risks. I started scaling out my business, taking risks. All my money, I put it into that pallet over there. Then I just kept replenishing. I just kept getting sales. I just kept reinvesting my profits because I didn't have any money from my mom. I didn't have any money from my dad. I kept reinvesting $500. Then I got 1.3 financial aid refund check. When I asked people what they were doing with their financial aid refund check, they were buying shoes. They were buying their winter break trips. I reinvested that back into a business. I was delaying my gratification and it was paying off. I went to Vegas to network in March. I was opening up accounts with wholesalers. I started cutting out all distractions. I wouldn't talk to any of my friends. I would call them once every 2 weeks. Then the next thing in this journey was the awakening. Now this is the awakening. In my area, I was doing 10, 15K a month. I thought I was that guy. I thought I was crushing it. I thought I was on top of the world. I went to Vegas. I went to network with all these people and I got in rooms with these people. And then guess what? Reality hit again. I realized there's levels to this. There's people 10xing my income. And I realized the difference of how important having a good circle of people around you is. I realized that the conversations that I was having with them was way different than the conversations that I was having with my hometown friends. And I realized at this pace, these guys are always going to lap me. And this is like the second mindset shift. This is when stuff really got personal because I was like, these guys are not better than me. They've just been in the game longer and they've been more consistent. They've been more disciplined. And it was just like basketball 2 years ago. It was the same thing. I'm going to kill these guys and I'm going to outwork them. I'm going to show up more than them. I'm going to be more consistent. I'm going to innovate more. I'm going to do everything better than them. I'm going to have more passion. That's exactly what I was did. Any advantage. I was taking flights, Chicago, Atlanta, anywhere, any trade show, anywhere I could open up wholesale accounts, I was doing it. I was really making it happen. Early mornings, long nights, right? Getting pallet cents and going through so much adversity. Amazon account shut down multiple times, right? But I was finally getting some type of success. This is where the real success actually came. I was actually doing thousands of dollars at a 6K day. And you guys have to understand, I don't come from money. I don't come from anything. $6,000 in one day is insane. Like you have to understand, like this was life-changing money. But it wasn't until I made this mindset shift over here and I destroyed this guy. This guy became no more. This is who I became over here. And these sales didn't happen until I became this person. The person, you have to become the person first. then the other stuff comes on. This is when I started documenting my journey. I wanted to get uncomfortable, right? I was getting hated on at the start. I remember one time I posted a dinner on my story and they sent it in the group chat and they were just all just saying, this guy must be scamming. There's no way. But I don't blame them, right? Because everyone thought I was this guy. Everyone's perception of me was this crash out guy over here. They didn't understand that I had to reinvent myself. I had to become a new person. Everyone thought it was this person over here. I wasn't gonna respond to that. I was just gonna keep showing them. I was gonna keep just climbing levels, keep elevating while they're watching. And I just kept documenting my journey. Look at this, 1 view over here, 160 views. It doesn't matter. I didn't care. I just wanted to document myself. And this is once I started documenting my journey, right? People started reaching out to me. People started asking me to help. And at the start, I didn't have that confidence, but I did want that network of people around me. So I made my free Discord. I was like, can I help some people out? But I was still lacking that community. I didn't have a community of like-minded people around me. And this is where I built Two Nice Profits. I wanted a network group of like-minded people around me. And I was helping people for free at the start. I was like, because I wasn't confident. Could I help people? I was getting people their first sales. People were hitting 10K a month. People were getting $100 days and I was feeling confident in myself. And then one of my first mentees, Subhan, he reached out to me. He asked, can I pay you to teach me Amazon? And I was like, I don't know, man. I'm kind of busy with my Amazon business. I don't know if I want to even do coaching, right? But he insisted. I didn't even know if I wanted to do coaching. I was just documenting my journey at that time. But he reached out to me. He was like, please, bro, I want one-on-one. And I was like, fine, I got you. Now, guys, I'm going to be honest. I started Two Nice Profits for 2 reasons, right? My selfish reason, I wanted to build a high network of ambitious 6 and 7 figure entrepreneurs who pushed me to level up every single day. And that's what we've had in the past months, right? Having this high performance circle around me has given me accountability every single day, and connections have taken my business from 10K to 30K monthly in profit. And obviously my non-selfish reason, I've just seen too many people just get scammed with overpriced course that deliver 0 results after helping friends like Subhan, who lost 5K on a training course, help him actually get some results and help him change his mindset about online business in general. And what it came down to, what I realized is that I could create something different, a program with a genuine guarantee and a proven system that actually works. I'm putting my money where my mouth is because I'm that confident in my skills to get somebody results. This is our 5-phase framework that help you go from 0 to 10K a month guaranteed in the next 6 months. Number 1 is business setup, getting your LLC, getting your seller account, getting your tools. We cover every single issue and step that you would need to get to your first 6 figures on Amazon. Number 1 is the business setup, getting up your LLC, getting your Amazon account started, getting your supplies, not having to overspend on supplies that you just don't need, sourcing products. This is the biggest bottleneck with most people. This is where most people quit, just sourcing and finding products. We have different strategies that we love to use, strategies that are just unique to our program that help us get a competitive advantage over the other people. Launching and growth, automated pricing and FBA setup, sending out shipments to Amazon FBA, automating your business, getting your virtual assistants, automated pricing and FBA setup, getting a repricer, helping you send out shipments to FBA very easily. Scaling of funding, we offer business credit and reinvestment. So we work with representatives at Chase to get you a higher limit on your credit card to have more funding to actually scale your Amazon business. Number 5 is hiring and automation, right? We want you to be running a business. We don't want you to be working for your business for years. We want you to be able to actually run it. Learning how to hire a virtual assistant, training them, giving them the SOPs and everything. And we have partnerships with prep centers to get you the best pricing with preps so you can delegate packaging up orders and you could do higher leverage stuff. So this is what you get. Let's just get straight to the point. Multiple one-on-one calls with me each week for personalized guidance. Guys, the number one thing about a mentorship, what I've realized, these people say it's a mentorship, but if you can't get one-on-one access to somebody any time of the day, that's not a mentorship. For me, I was always somebody that was very hands-on. I love to go try something, fail, then go to my mentor and report to him and tell him what I did wrong, what can I do differently, and just keep communicating like that. And that's how I love to learn, and I implemented that into my business, and we've had so much success in our business. The other one is just 4 group coaching calls weekly to solve problems and share strategies. We have so many sourcing calls. Whatever issue that most people are facing, that's what we talk about, right? Learning how to use Keep a Product Finder, learning how to do online arbitrage, learning how to source products, learning how to send FBA shipments, learning how to train virtual assistants, having guest speakers come on, having the founders of the software companies coming on explaining why their stuff works, 24 ticket systems to verify your products before you buy them so you're not making any bad purchases and you're not losing losing any money. Weekly accountability check-ins to ensure you're on track. We check in multiple times a week to make sure you're okay, to keep you accountable and actually make sure that you're on pace to hit your goals. What we just incorporated are spend goals for every mentee. So at the start of the month, they're gonna say, hey, I wanna hit 15K a month. We're gonna give them a step-by-step plan and KPIs that they need to hit every single day. You have to spend X amount of money on inventory every single day to hit your goal, and we keep them accountable. Obviously, private community access to network with successful sellers. This is the number one thing. All the scripts, templates, and systems that I personally use to scale to multiple six figures in profit. You guys are probably thinking, wow, this sounds amazing. Nice story, nice everything, right? I've seen people crushing it, but I'm a little bit on the fence. I don't know. I made this guarantee because I had that much conviction in my program and 2 nice profits. This is our guarantee over here. I will guarantee if you follow our exact process, you'll be making at least 10K per month within 6 months or less. And if you don't hit this milestone while following our system, I'll refund your entire investment, no questions asked. That is how much conviction and confidence that I have in my ability to help you scale your Amazon business. Other people will show you promises, show you screenshots, show you everything. I'm putting my money in writing, in contract, to show you how confident I am to get you success with Amazon FBA. Some of you guys might see this guarantee and your eyes light up, but I do need to tell you who this is for and who this isn't, because not everybody's cut out for business. I'm not gonna sit over here and guarantee that you can make $10,000 per month or you'll be successful in business. If you're acting like this guy over here, if you're like one of those people, this is not for you. Let me tell you who this is actually for. These are for action takers ready to implement a proven system. My ideal client is someone who's already disciplined, who's striving to be more disciplined, who has a great belief system, who shows up every single day, and all he needs is a vehicle to take him forward. I can provide that vehicle. I can't make you more disciplined. I can't make you have a better belief system. I can't make you more consistent. I can give you the best vehicle, but it's going to be on you. Anyone willing to put in consistent effort for 30 to 90 days, those wanting a business that can be run from anywhere, and people that are seeking financial freedom without any technical skills. This is who it's not for. Get rich quick seekers expecting overnight success. We don't like dealing with those people. Anything that's worthwhile, it's going to cost some time. Anything that's worthwhile. If it's fast, it won't last. People unwilling to follow a proven system, those who can't invest time in actually building a real business, and negative people who have constant excuses, right? You'll see so many people with so many excuses. I don't have time. I don't have enough capital to invest. If you really wanted it bad enough, you would make it happen. So this is our ultimatum. Best case and worst case. Best case, you implement the system to scale to 10 to 50K monthly within a year, build a fully automated business with VAs, prep centers, and gain complete financial freedom while working minimal hours per week. Worst case, takes longer to gain momentum, but you're still building a real asset with ongoing income. And with our guarantee, if you don't hit that 10K per month in 6 months, you'll get a full refund. So your only investment is time. Before we even talk about the next steps, the number one thing that I did that changed everything for me was I took action. I stopped watching other people take action. I stopped watching other people build their own reality. I stopped watching and I started doing. If you guys stayed through this video and you guys are interested, click the link in this bio, book your free live demo session, see exactly how the system works with a walkthrough. So we're literally walking you through everything in the business model and decide if this is right for you. There's no pressure, no sales taxes, no nothing. But guys, that's pretty much the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys on the other side.